For Super Earth is the call every Helldivers live for. We spend minutes, hours even, days, crawling through mud, dodging bugs, chasing out bots, and risking it all for the precious pink rock, because we all know samples are the lifeblood of our war effort. But let's be real, the grind can get repetitive, that it starts to burn out even the most dedicated veterans, and the payoff often feels hollow. So today, we're going to explore a few simple but powerful changes Arrowhead could make to transform every sample run from a chore into a legendary hunt for the glory of managed democracy. First, a quick refresher on how the system currently works. The samples are what you use to buy ship modules, which are permanent, passive upgrades for your stratagems. They come in 3 tiers: common samples, the little white icons found on any difficulty, rare orange samples which start to appear on challenging difficulty, and the elusive super pink samples found only on suicide missions and higher. All samples are shared with your squad to encourage teamwork, but here's the kicker: you have to successfully extract with them, creating that tense, high-stakes gameplay we love. And this system works, at first. Unlocking your first few modules is a rush. That initial hangar upgrade, cutting eagle rearm time feels generally impactful. You can feel your power growing, but a problem starts to creep in pretty fast. The upgrades are almost all tiny, incremental stat boost. We're talking a 10% cooldown reduction here, a 15% short cooldown in time over there. They're useful, sure, but they aren't exciting. You can't take a 10% cooldown into a mission and feel the difference the same way you feel a new warbond weapon or game-changing stratagem would be added. This creates a huge disconnect. The act of getting the samples, especially super samples, is peak Helldivers. It's desperate, heroic scramble against impossible odds. But the reward for that heroism is kind of disappointment. It feels like you're filling out paperwork for a small percentage bump on a spreadsheet. For a live service game, it feels strangely empty in the endgame. Players who have maxed out their ships have nothing to spend the resources on, which can discourse them from helping newer players gather samples. The progression just hits a brick wall, and the grind becomes a loop with no satisfying conclusion. So Arrowhead has built a great foundation. Now it's just about adding that extra layer of depth to the system we already use. Here are 3 ways they could make every sample hunt feel legendary again. Part A. Make upgrades matter with the specializations. Instead of a flat list of boring upgrades, what if this ship management console had branching paths that let you specialize your super destroyer? You wouldn't just be buying a 10% cooldown, you'll be investing samples to become a master of orbitals, a support specialist, or a artillery commander, etc. Think about it. A hangar specialist path could be all about your eagle stratagems. The final upgrade in that tree would be another minor stat boost. It could be a game-changing capstone like Cerberus payloads, which adds a cluster bomb effect to your 500 kg bomb, although that may generally break the game. Or maybe one called Wingman, which calls in a second independent eagle fighter for a short time after you use a bunch of eagle stratagems. An artillery commander path could let you customize your orbital barrages. The final upgrade might be the submunition canisters, changing the 380mm barrage from explosive to armor piercing. Or what about Walking Fire, an upgrade that lets you retask your orbital laser to a new target mid-strike, basically allowing it to take out more priority targets without fully burning out. And a support special commander path could allow you to customize your turrets and support weapons. The final upgrade could be enhanced protection, to where sentries have protective armor applied to them, making them more resistant to incoming damage. Or what about reactive flechette armor, where using your support weapons, you also get an armored vest applied that shoots out flechette rounds from the chest if taking too much damage from the front. This would kill or wound anything within a 5-meter radius, allowing players to proactively get a second wind in a way. These are the kind of upgrades that create brand new gameplay possibilities. They give players a real identity on the battlefield, and a reason to coordinate their ship loadouts. It's more than just a resource sink, it's the kind of deep vertical progression players have been asking for. Plan B, rewarding service with career milestones. Next, Arrowhead should add a system of permanent cosmetic rewards for the total amount of samples you've collected in your entire career. This would create a long-term chase that exists completely outside of the ship modules and serves as a badge of honor for the dedicated veterans. Imagine this: Collect 5,000 common sample totals, and you unlock the Prospector armor set, a rugged dirt-stained outfit with extra geological tools strapped to it. Or gather 2,500 rare samples, and you're rewarded the Vein Seeker cape, a brilliant orange cloak marking you as a master of hazardous zones. And for the absolute elite, collecting 500 super samples could grant you the Eradicator helmet, a menacing jet black helmet with a glowing purple visor that shows everyone you've mastered the galaxy's most terrifying threats. Now, these rewards are purely cosmetic, but they're deeply meaningful and would have some impact in terms of the lore of the game. They're a visual testament to your dedication. It makes every single sample you pick up feel valuable, even when your ship is maxed out, because it's all contributing to a bigger goal. Imagine dropping into a mission and seeing a Helldiver wearing that Eradicator helmet. You'll immediately know you're in the presence of a legend. And these could be unlocked over time by collecting and doing extra objectives, maybe even daily objectives. The devs don't need to make it complicated, but it would push players to want to collect samples if they knew a goal was in mind. Part C, a more liquid economy for Super Earth. Finally, let's talk about the biggest frustration: resource imbalance. So many players farming high difficulties are drowning in common and super samples, but are constantly starved for the rare ones. The solution is simple and has been requested by the community forever: a sample exchanger. Just add a new terminal on the ship, the Resource Allocation Lab, where Helldivers can convert samples at a set rate. The numbers would need balancing, of course, but it would be a massive quality of life improvement. For example, 20 common samples could be processed into one rare sample, or 10 rare samples could be refined into 1 super samples. And it should go the other way too. Need a few commons to finish an upgrade? Break down a rare sample into 10 commons. This kind of change respects the player's time and turns the frustration of being resource gated into a real strategic choice. And why stop there? Let veteran players who are maxed out on everything convert their extra samples into other useful things. Let us trade 500 common samples for a handful of medals, or maybe 50 super samples for a random cosmetic from a past superstore rotation, or even allow us to unlock a new weapon color for a selected weapon. This ensures that for even the most hardened veterans, the hunt for samples never truly ends. Now, the sample system in Helldivers 2 has a great foundation, but its potential is so much more bigger. Right now, it's a ladder you climb once and you're done. It should be a deep well of progression that keeps rewarding players for their entire career. By adding branching ship specialization, long-term cosmetic goals, and a sample exchange to smooth out the grind, Arrowhead can make the system feel truly rewarding. It's not about making the game easier, it's about making the rewards for our heroic efforts feel as epic as the act themselves. But hey, that's just my take. What changes would you make to the sample system? What kind of milestones rewards would you want to chase? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the analysis, drop a like and subscribe for more Helldivers 2 deep dives. Once again, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next drop.